Hey guys, so this video is going to be for tips for white belts, what I struggle with, and I asked my best friend that just started what things that she's struggling with. And obviously other people, like I've heard some people talk to me like, hey, is this normal? And I'm just going to go through that kind of stuff with you guys. So the one thing is, like, when I'm drilling, I'll see other people and they'll, like, even my best friend, like, I love her, but she will speed through things and do it completely wrong, which is normal. It's completely normal. I know I did that, definitely. The one thing, like, is take your time, learn the technique, do it slow as possible, like one movement, like grab the elbow, think about what the next move is when you're drilling, like take your time, and then as you get better at it, like slowly pick up the speed and get better at it, and it will slowly click in your head. And even if you don't get it that same day, like hopefully you'll get it the next couple of days, but don't feel bad because, oh, I don't remember it, or like it's completely normal. Like, take your time, slowly get into it. As you get good at it, pick up the speed. Slow. Other thing is, when you're drilling with your partner, you don't want to resist them. You want to give them the right reactions, but you don't want to resist them. Like, you can talk to your training partner, hey, is this too much? Or just in general, like, talk to your partner. Don't resist them. Don't push them away. Like, don't, like, you're rolling or sparring or fighting, like, don't push them away unless the coach tells you, hey, give them this reaction. Even if you give this reaction, don't be pushing away and trying to completely take them off of you. Like, you don't want to like lay limp. That's wrong too. You want to kind of just find the happy medium where, so when you're drilling, you want to do it slow and technical. As you get better at it, you can start to pick up the pace and do it faster. But when you're drilling with your partner, you don't want to resist them unless the coach or the professor tells you, hey, like, give them a reaction, then you can give them a reaction. The coach or the professor tells you, hey, give them a little resistance, then you do so. But when you're just drilling, you want to take your time on doing it, and you want to give them the right reaction. You don't want to resist them and push them away like you're rolling. You want to take your time and just don't lay limp. You don't want to be completely limp, like dead. You want to, like, relax, and then when it's your turn to do the move, you want to do it slow and technical. You want to make sure you get every little detail. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect the first time. It's not going to be perfect the next 100 times. But as you drill it more and more, you're going to get better at it. Once you get the movement down, you can pick up the speed and do it faster. And sometimes it will take 1 or 2 days. Sometimes it will take it that day if the technique is easy. But do it slow until you realize you feel comfortable with it, and then you can pick up the speed and do it faster. As the days go on, if you guys still work on the same technique, then it would be better, and then you would pick up the speed. If it's your first time, like your very first class, I always suggest, like, rolling either the next day or watching around, because if you go straight into your first round not knowing what you're doing, you've only seen videos on YouTube or you've never even seen it, and you can possibly get injured, especially if you're rolling with a man. If you're a girl, if you're rolling with a man and you don't know what's going on, you can get injured. And then you're going to take your time away from jiu-jitsu and you're not going to be able to learn. And that's the worst. Like, especially, like, it's super annoying. And, like, I would suggest just watching the first round. And then if you want to roll, you're more than welcome to roll. But I also suggest going in the next day and rolling, because then you have more of an idea. You can observe and watch other people, how they react in different ways, and, like, actually how rolling works. So I'm gonna try to talk a little bit about this. When I first started jiu-jitsu, when I started rolling, I felt very claustrophobic, especially if their, like, chest was on my face, and I felt very claustrophobic, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. That was extremely hard for me to, like, be okay and, like, slowly get used to, because, like, being, like, is completely different. Like, you're not used to being, like, very claustrophobic or being in a serious spot or feeling very uncomfortable. Like, a lot of times, like, even to this day, I still get in spots where I'm just kind of, like, I feel uncomfortable and I feel like I can't breathe because I start to panic. Everyone goes through that. I feel like everyone, I mean, not everyone, obviously, but a lot of people go through that. Like, my best friend went through that. I went through that. A couple of people I know went through that, where I just feel like very claustrophobic and you can't breathe and you start like panicking, and then it just goes worse from there. Honestly, tapping is completely fine. Don't be ashamed of tapping. Tapping is normal. If you're tapping, it is completely fine. Everyone taps. There's not a person that's never tapped. Like, you're gonna tap. It's normal. Even if you like just your first time going, like, it's completely normal. Don't feel like I'm gonna break an arm because I'm not gonna tap, or I'm gonna pass out. All right. The last thing that I like put on my list, I'm still working on like not repeating myself and saying like and that's, so I'm getting there. I only had like 4 things on my list. All right, so this one's forgetting everything. Everyone forgets everything. It's completely normal. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, I think I've had like 4 people ask me, is it normal to forget everything you learned, even if it's like 2 hours ago and you forget it? That's completely normal. Like, sometimes as a blue belt, I still forget a lot of stuff. The one thing I would say that would help is like maybe bringing a book to write in, or use your phone and put on notes. Like, we worked on scissor sweep to cross collar choke. We went to scissor sweep. We did mount escape, like stuff like that. And then maybe if you can look at your book before you start class and be like, oh, that's what we worked on. Okay, nice. And then you can ask your training partner and be like, hey, I'm gonna need to work on this right quick so I can remember and my brain can like fully function. It is completely normal to do that. Also, one thing is to remember is like, if a coach says, hey, we're gonna move on, but the people that don't want to move on, you're more than welcome to stay with the move. I would suggest as a white belt to stay with the move. If you've been working on it for a week straight, I would move on. Like, if I get not working on the same thing for a week, that's really annoying. But get reps in. Like, there's been times where my coach has made me do hundreds of reps on one thing, and now your brain will remember it. Like, you have the muscle memory down, and when you roll, you only have to think about it. That's the one thing about, like, I would say even to this day, like, even as a blue belt, I want to do tons of reps so I can remember it. Even if I do it, there's this micro transition, I think that's what's called. It's like, if you're struggling with one movement and you grab the leg and you grab it on the wrong side, you can always like just do like a micro transition. Instead of going through all the way through the movement, grab the leg on the right side, and you keep doing that for like 20 reps, and then eventually your brain will start to like do it as a habit, and just doing it like the one step that you're messing up with, everything else is fine, and you just keep doing it. That helped me a lot. It looks funny when you're watching someone else do it, but it helped me so much. And like, I always forget about it, but like, I always make the kids do it because it makes your brain click so much easier, and it feels stupid, but it works really well. Anyways, that was it with the video. I'm trying to find videos to work on, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any questions or anything to say, anything to help me with about my videos, please drop a comment and like this video and follow.